For the sake of this video, let's call you a musician. If I were to ask you to play a song of your choosing, would you immediately play something by somebody else? Or would you just go to playing something that's unique to you? This to me is the difference between simply learning an instrument and playing an instrument. Let's discuss. Anyone can sit down and be given a sheet of music and learn how to read the sheet of music, and then from there play what they have learned. Anybody can learn Bach, anybody can learn Mozart, anybody can learn Beethoven, anybody can learn an instrument. To me, just learning an instrument is a very technical thing. For example, on guitar, you learn where the frets are and what notes they represent. You learn what happens when you mix certain frets together and what intervals these create. These are all things that you practically learn. The difference between learning and playing is then when you play it, it's not just about saying this is how you play a triad, this is how you play a fifth. No, it's just about expressing it. Learning and playing are two very different things. People who tend to focus all their energy on learning tend to have a hard time playing. Vice versa, people who focus their energy and attention on just playing don't necessarily always have the skill set of what they've learned. But for me, being able to play is a lot more important than just being able to learn. We can compare this to the example of somebody who goes to medical school. Anybody can sit and can study the book and can read and can memorize information. But what's important is the actual ability to translate that into the setting of the doctor's office. What happens when somebody comes to you with symptoms that you aren't necessarily certain about or you haven't read about? Does that mean that because you haven't read it, you're not going to be able to diagnose them with anything, or you're not going to be able to use your information to come up with some sort of a logical conclusion? Or does it mean that you're just going to turn them away because you don't know what else to do, because all you know is what you've learned via the book? Being able to play an instrument is about taking everything that you've learned and applying it towards your own applications. Playing an instrument is what makes an instrument you. Playing it is what makes it fun. Playing an instrument is what makes the instrument expressive. Just learning an instrument is what tends to burn people out from learning an instrument. When you sit there and you got somebody slapping your forearm with a ruler telling you, no, you have to do it like this, and learning becomes very dogmatic, then learning doesn't really translate to playing, because when we think of the word playing, at the very least for me, when I think of the word playing, I think of fun. Playing is a very fun thing to do. As kids, we go to the playground. We go on play dates. We play and have fun. But somehow playing has become, no, I'm learning how to play an instrument, but in a way that is only copying everybody else, and I'm not actually playing and expressing it for myself. There is no formula for a play date. There is no formula for a playground. You just create what's fun. That is what play is the idea of creating something that's fun. You're playing. You're just having fun. For me, the most important part of learning an instrument is the play. Just learning an instrument doesn't translate to being able to play. Being able to play translates to having an embrace of the inner child and having an enjoyment for what you're doing and being able to simply be in the flow of creation and playing for the fun of it. So, do you have any thoughts to share on the difference between learning and playing? If you do, I would love to hear from you. Please share. My name's Aiden. This is Studio Raphael. We're discovering uniqueness. We're talking about playing. We're doing all these interesting things here. I look forward to hearing your side and your perspective. And hopefully I'll see you around the studio sometime. Take care.